Okay, welcome to Numerical Methods. What I want to do now is just give a very quick sort of hands-on guide to getting hold of the software that we are suggesting you use. So this will be what we suggest you use C++ or Python, how to get a working environment so that you can follow along and attempt the problems later on. So for the first thing, let's go to the Blackboard site for numerical methods. If I go to the module handbook here, it should load up, and then if I remember to actually switch over so you can see my screen as well. Here we are. In another video in the introduction, I'll go through this. Down at the bottom we've got that, and suggestions and some links here for how to get either Python or C++. So if I click on the link, I end up here, and there's a distribution of Python by a company called Anaconda. You can use it for your personal use for free. They've put lots of stuff here. It's good stuff, but if we just go to download, and then you can get an installer for whichever operating system you're working. I'm on a Windows box at the moment, and I happen to know it's a 64-bit computer. I think that'll be the case for almost all machines, maybe except some very old laptops. And so I would do that. I've already done this on my machine, so I'm not going to do it now, but it'll download, it'll install, and then I'll click on the executable and press yes to next, basically accept all the defaults. It doesn't do anything nasty, and you should have a working version of Anaconda Python on your machine. So if I hit the Windows key, or however you like to do it, and start typing in Jupyter Notebook, then it should there, and it'll then open up with a sort of file navigator in your default browser. I'm going to go onto a University of Lincoln page where I've got the teaching, go to numerical methods, 21 numerical methods, and then I can see that module handbook and get there. This is just a Python notebook, but if I wanted, I could start to edit it in there. If I go back into the same place, week 1, I can create a new, so I've gone to this new here, Python 3 notebook, and I can start to type. If I load in the NumPy library, I can make a new vector essentially. It goes between 0 and 10, and we'll have 10 values in there. Whoops. And if I just print it out by repeating that X statement, press Shift and Enter to run a cell, and there we've got 10 values, 0, all the way up to 10 with 10 values. As you can see, it gives you slightly weird things. So that should give us a working Python version. Just have a look. Can you see? I'll just hide this a second. So you can see that down here I've got Jupyter Notebook here. This is where the actual Python itself is running. So you need to keep this window open. This thing here is a graphical display, so you can see in and out that the actual Python kernel is running here. So if you close this window, then you won't actually be able to run the calculations. Okay, so that's installing Python. If I wanted to do C++, I would go to Visual Studio site, download Visual Studio. It will be Community, and then once you've downloaded it, check the setup. You need to make sure you've installed the C++ compiler. Probably don't want anything else, and then get it up and running. I may do a more detailed one on that. Once you've got it there, you should be able to find Visual Studio. You should be that thing, or create a new project, and I've installed more than I really want, but I'm probably going to be looking for a console app, C++. Then I can call it test Visual Studio. It's a good idea to select where it's going to be. So I'm going to go back to my OneDrive, teaching numerical methods 2021, numerical methods week 1, do. And I'm going to place the solution and project in the same directory. You can click that on or off. So if we do that, we should get a hello world. And for those that have forgotten, press Control and F5 to run it. We should get a console window. You can see what's called a console app that pops up with hello world in it. So that's a very quick how to get up and running with these packages. So people try, feedback on the forum or join the sessions if the details aren't sufficient. Maybe there are issues with the Mac installation for C++, for instance, and we'll try and get things working. Okay, thanks. See you later.